All right, here is a movement routine to help you leave 2025 behind you and get yourself aligned for 2026. So, what we got here, I'm going to be going through 7 movements or 7 exercises, holding each movement for 45 seconds, followed by a 15-second rest. So, what I'm doing here is just holding a dumbbell in a goblet squat position, holding it directly in front of my chest. And the goal here is to strengthen those upper back muscles that often get neglected. And for a lot of us, we're weak here because we tend to hunch over. So this will help us get more aligned and hopefully more upright. I'm not doing it perfectly correct here, but that's the 45-second mark. So from here, I'm going to be taking a 15-second break and then moving into the second thing, which I'm using a resistance band here, but you could simply use a towel or a belt. And all I'm trying to do here is create a little bit of tension by pulling the band apart, activating those upper back muscles. And the goal here is to just breathe nice and deep, stand upright, try to get your neck aligned, and just open up. Open up your heart, your stomach, and just allowing yourself to be strong, grounded, but at the same time, vulnerable, open, exposed, ready. And that's the bell. And this is really weird for me to do a voiceover. I've never really done one before, but so I'm just shaking it out here. And from here, I'm going into farmer carries, where I'm just taking both dumbbells, pulling my shoulders back, trying to stand upright. I'm also trying to find the right angle for the camera. And the goal here is just to get yourself aligned, just to get yourself open, because on the 7th movement or the 7th exercise, it's going to be 45 seconds of just stillness. And the goal is to use tension to create relaxation. So oftentimes we try to create relaxation through our mind, but the easiest way to create relaxation is to actually voluntarily tense the body and then just let go. So that's the bell. And then the next movement, what I'm going to transition into, is a back bend, placing both my fists in my back, squeezing my butt slightly, or whatever butt I have there, because I don't have much of a butt, as my girlfriend would say. Leaning forward, trying to lift up my rib cage, lift up my collarbone, and just breathe. And you can notice here, I'm shaking, because this is the part that we tend to cover when we're traumatized, when we're scared. So right now I'm trying to show my body that it's safe, show my nervous system that it's safe to open up, which could be terrifying for the body. It could be terrifying for the nervous system, because your stomach, your heart, your groin, your throat, those are all vulnerable areas of the body that we have to protect, because if it is attacked, if it is threatened, it could definitely cause, some type of harm, potentially death. All right, from here, I'm going into a forward fold, allowing my chin to come all the way to my chest and really trying to let go of my neck here. Again, I'm just breathing nice and deep. And just allowing myself to experience whatever's happening. If there's any shaking that takes place, if I decide to make noise, that's fine too. I'm just really, really trying to let go here. Let go of any troubles, any worries, any anxiety I may be going through. And that's the bell. And it's really, really weird for me to be watching myself on camera. Alright, from here, the next round, I'm gonna shake it out. So from here, I'm just gonna bounce up and down. And shaking could be very, very healing. It's something a lot of animals do when they have a traumatized experience. Like you probably notice it if you have a dog or something, when he's a little scared, he shakes it. Or a deer. If you ever watch a deer get chased by a lion and escape a lion, you'll see the deer shake it off. And guess what? The deer is right back to being a deer. It's no longer thinking about the lion. And us as humans, we have that ability also, but we tend to be more conscious about it. This is something you can study from Peter Levine. He wrote a book called The Awakened Tiger. I think he's the father of somatic exercise, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so that was round 6. The next 45 seconds, what I'm going to be going through here is just stillness. And I'm doing my best to either have my eyes closed or just focus on a single point directly in front of me and just notice what I'm experiencing. So it's basically standing meditation for the next 45 seconds. Noticing any tingling sensations. Noticing my breathing. Maybe even noticing the sounds in the room. Just doing my best right now to be present to the moment. And if my mind happens to drift somewhere else, I just gently say, stay here. Bring it right back to the present moment. And that's the bell. And then from here, I'm going to do it all over again. And this stuff is super simple. We don't have to overcomplicate it. Yes, this is exercise. Yes, you are going to get a little bit stronger. Yes, you could potentially lose weight just doing something as simple as this at the house, as long as you're in a caloric deficit. Yes, it can release some type of trauma. It can release some suppressed energy. Although the best healing takes place in actual life situations. Like for instance, when you're disturbed in actual life, and how do you handle it? But all these exercises are really, really meant to do is to help bring your attention and your awareness back to the present moment, back to the body, back to what you're focusing on, allowing yourself to breathe. And this is good because I already did 2 rounds, so this is going to be actually my 4th round, but my 2nd round recording. And after I did the 2 rounds, I was like, you know what, let me try to record this. Definitely won't go hit the algorithm or anything, because on Instagram or Facebook, most people aren't going to watch a long video. But for those that are interested, I figured let me just record it. Can't hurt. So again, I'm just pulling the band here. Doing my best to keep my neck aligned. Again, if you don't have a band, you could use a belt, a towel. If you don't have dumbbells like I do, you could use books, grocery bags. But what we're basically trying to do is strengthen those upper back muscles, the muscles that often get neglected, because a lot of us are slouching. And you'd be surprised how good you feel after this. This releases a lot of neck pain, shoulder issues. It also just makes you confident too. There's a great TED Talk out there called Power Posing by Amy Cuddy, if you're interested. I don't know if she was debunked though, but basically by holding certain posture, she calls them power poses, it actually increases confidence by increasing testosterone and lowering cortisol. I'm not sure if that was debunked, but I know for me personally, now this is just my personal experience, this is not the truth, but this is what I've experienced, is when I hold myself in alignment, when I decide to stand tall, when I decide to do exercises like this, pull my shoulders back, lift up my chin, because oftentimes I am slouching, I do feel more confident, I do feel more open, I do feel more engaged. So even if the science isn't, even, if her science wasn't correct, I still suggest you try these exercises because maybe it's just a placebo. But I could tell you, I generally do feel more confident, more energized, more engaged. All right, going into the back bend. So again, right here, I'm keeping my knees soft, doing my best to squeeze my glutes. I'm not going back too far, just doing my best to open up my heart, open up my throat area. And how I'm breathing is basically just naturally, just allowing the breath to flow in and out, whether it's the mouth or the nose. And I know there's breathing experts that would say never breathe out your mouth, but to hell with them. Because for me personally, sometimes I like breathing out my mouth. It's a greater form of expression sometimes. So it might not be politically correct. I have read the book Breath from James Nestor. I've read The Oxygen Advantage. I've read all these breathing books that talk about always just breathe from your nose. And I get that. On a day-to-day life, you should just be breathing through your nose. But for me, sometimes it just feels good to breathe out your mouth. All right, from here, going into the forward fold. Again, allowing my neck to just let go, letting my body let go. Taking nice deep breaths, letting my hair let go. And just observing. Doing my best to be like that guy on my ribcage. Confident. Okay. Vulnerable. Brave. Courageous. And again, it's just 7 movements, and one of them happens to be stillness, and it's not like I'm really moving. And this is not something you have to follow along to, but I'll probably write the 7 movements down in the caption so you don't have to watch the video again. But this is just an idea of what you could do to help get yourself aligned, help yourself feel more relaxed. I forgot to mention I'm shaking now. So this is the 6th movement, shaking. Again, allowing my body to just let go. Whatever feels good. It's probably a little bit more difficult for me to do on camera, so I'm probably a little bit more conscious because usually I'll probably be letting my jaw go. But probably right now, I'm probably a little self-conscious because I don't want to look silly. But usually, if I was by myself, if I wasn't recording, my jaw would be let go, and I'd probably be making some weird faces. But right now, I'm probably in my ego. I see myself looking at the camera, and there's a part of me that's probably thinking, "What are people going to think?" But if you're doing this by yourself, just let go. Make noise. Scream if you have to. Have fun with it. Don't get self-conscious like I am in this video. It's a whole nother ball game when you present yourself on camera. And of course, the final movement, stillness. Doing my best to just observe my breath. Doing my best to sink into this moment. And just be okay. Setting my intentions for the year. Letting go of 2025. And it could really, really be that simple, guys. Doesn't have to be complicated. There's a great influencer out there. He goes, it isn't easy, but it is simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Alright, so that's the routine. I'll probably write the 7 exercises in the captions. If you have any questions, please ask. Till next time.